Well, what is up, Philadelphia? Welcome live from the Xfinity Lounge to another episode of the Cheap Seats right here on PHLY. Coming off of a monster win. Yes, a monster win against the Green Bay Packers with a lot to discuss about, both good and bad. But I want to start the show by giving you a little peek behind the curtain. And let's through my thought process when show prepping, right? When preparing for the show, much like the birds prepare for their opponent, right? It always starts with a lot of notes. And that in the upper right-hand corner, it always starts with offensive and defensive stats. For me, that's my preparation starting point. And when doing this, I think it gives a good snapshot of your Philadelphia Eagles, at least on paper, right? At least on paper. Offensively, points per game, 12th in the NFL. Yards per game, 23rd. Run offense, 21st. Pass offense, 25th. And giving up the 21st most sacks. So it looks on paper as though this Philadelphia Eagles offense, bottom third of the league. This is a bottom third offense in the league. Defensively, same thing. That's where I start in my show prep. Points per game, 10th. That's good. Yards per game, 18th. Against the run, 19th. Pass, 14th. And sacks, they're only getting the 21st average sacks in the NFL. So on paper, offensively, this is the bottom of the third of the league team. Defensively, this is just a middle of the pack team on paper. But yet you look at the standings, and in the NFC, the Eagles are 7-2 at the top of the NFC. The math isn't mathing. It doesn't quite add up. And it goes back to what I've been saying all year, which is winners win. When you take a look at this Philadelphia Eagles team on top of the NFC, they've already beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the 4th seed. They've already beat the Los Angeles Rams at the 5th seed. And they just beat the Green Bay Packers at the 7th seed. Up next, they have the Detroit Lions at the 3rd seed. And 2 weeks from now, the Chicago Bears on Black Friday at the 6th seed. This Philadelphia Eagles team may not look pretty, but this Philadelphia Eagles team knows and finds a way to win. And that, once again, and it was displayed on Monday night, is what championship DNA is made of. Boys, how we feeling? Black Radio, I'll start with you. How you feeling after a big win against the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football?
Today, I'm annoyed. In general, it was great. I know a lot of people didn't like the game. I was frustrated what I was looking at, what I was seeing. But that's old school football. It was extremely cold. Both teams in the frozen tundras of Lambeau Field. I mean, like, yeah, all that stuff. One thing that was missing was the snow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I see the team moving down methodically, a 9-minute drive, Jaelan gets peanut punched, the whole game of momentum had turned around. They didn't want Love to do anything. Run the ball. It looked like don't pass for anything. And then once Jaelan had that fumble, we puckered up too. We're like, look, it might be one of those nights where points are at a premium. Everybody was playing conservative. Not scared, but super conservative. And when you needed one play, Jaelan made the play. When you needed another play, Saquon helped them out. A couple of plays, couple of points. That's an old school football game. I know we love seeing 40-40 ties. Not me, but, some people endear that. But, I mean, at some point, the defense matters a little bit. Yeah. So I wanted it to be 3-0, to be honest with you. Like, once they kicked the field goal, like, we would have got it there 3-0, I'd have been even more hyped than 10 to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because at some point, it's like they're beating each other down, and that's where the turnover thing happens. You're trying so hard because the razor thin margin is right there. So it was a great game, and we got the Georgia W on top. So today I'm annoyed, happy about the win.
Mr. Jason Ashworth.
So I'll start here. You're frustrated, right? You started out and said you're frustrated. I'm happy with the win, but he's frustrated. And you're over here, and I can tell we know how E gives his monologues when he starts the show, and it's usually full of a little piss and vinegar, and he's a little hyped up, right? But then he wants to start telling you guys about what is championship football, right? And I want to sit here and tell you, I don't believe you. I'm not telling you I don't think it's championship football. I'm saying I think you're lying through your teeth in terms of how you actually feel. And I say that because of this. I'm struggling just like everybody else is. because my emotions from one conversation to the next, from 1 hour to the next, continually shift. I left that, like, whenever there's a loss, there's always more questions than answers in a loss. We start asking the question, well, what and who and why? But in a win, well, those things get covered up a little bit, right? You can mask that stench with the cologne of victory, right? And that's usually what you're able to do after a win. But no. You said you're frustrated after a win, but your first word was frustrated. And you're trying to kind of dance around and be cute about, all the math ain't mathin' and this, that, because you know that a win is a win and it's an ugly football game. And I want to agree with everybody. I do, because the other side of it is I'm looking at it saying it's a tough football game. You went on the road in Lambeau, primetime matchup against an NFC contender. And yeah, it was ugly and it's old school football. Call it whatever we want it to call. It was ugly. And it's not what we were looking for out of the bye. And it's a win, and I get it, and we'd much rather take the win. These are the emotions that I can't figure out how I feel. Am I frustrated? Do I have questions about my OC? Do I have questions about my coach? Do I have questions again about my wide receiver? What the hell's going on with Jair Alexander? Like, there's a bunch of questions. But it was a win against a contender, and it was old school football, and their defense showed out. I should be happy, should I not? I haven't figured out what I'm at, like where I'm at yet, because I can't convince myself one way or the other what side of the coin I should fall on. That part's frustrating for me.
I know I'm going to sound like crazy talk right now. I know I'm going to sound like crazy talk because I've been listening to everyone else, and everyone else has been voicing their frustrations about the entire thing, especially the offense, right? The offense couldn't get it going. The offense couldn't get clicking, so on and so forth. What's going on with the offense? What's going on with A.J. Brown? We're going to touch on all that. And I did say I'm a big fan of style points. And I am. Sure. I'm a huge fan of style points. I felt better about that game than some of the games they won with style points. Because I understood the gravity of the situation, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe I'm alone on an island on this. But I thoroughly enjoyed that game. Every possession. Thoroughly. Because every possession mattered. And the edge between success and failure was at a razor's edge. And every possessions were at a premium, points were at a premium, not making mistakes were at a premium. And yes, sometimes that does lead to some conservative offense. But they were dedicated to the run. They were dedicated to making it happen. They were dedicated to running the ball with Saquon Barkley. The offensive line is dinged up as it is. Nobody can get their footing right. They probably had, nobody said this, but they probably had to change cleats after the first drive because people were slipping and sliding. It's colder than frozen hell out there, right? And so, yeah, that's going to make everything get a little tighter offensively because you can't, one mistake could cost you the game. It almost did at the end. One mistake could cost you a game. The defense is playing lights out. The defense is playing with Jalen Carter smiling at the opposing offense. I loved everything the defense did. Offensively, I understand, like, hey, listen, yeah, everyone was a little tight. But in a game like that, you need to be a little tight. Wow. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. So
I hear what you're saying, and everything that I'm going to say, take the defense out. The defense played lights out. Yeah. Right. The defense was, I thought, I don't want to say fantastic for all the reasons, but they played old school football. You win a 10-7 game, that's defense, right? That's a throwback. That's 90s era football. Cool, I'm all about it. But what I don't want to do is conveniently, and again, I'm prefacing all this with, I get it. It was cold, road game against a contender. You found, at the end of the day, you won the football game, and you proved that even in an ugly, dirty, gritty football game, you find a way to win the game. Doesn't matter. Like, you do enough of the little things to ultimately win the game. So I don't want to act like that's not important. That's incredibly important. But what I also, by the same token, what I don't want to do, we went into that game saying, hey, you had a Thursday night game into a bye. You had damn near 2 weeks to get ready for this. Don't you dare come out. I'm sorry, it wasn't a Thursday. It was a Sunday game. But either way, don't you dare come out and have me questioning, like, what the hell is going on? We said last week, prove it, right? This was their opportunity to prove it. Don't have us questioning you. We're questioning them, and we want to sweep it under the rug and give excuses as to why we're questioning them. It's okay to question that offense. It's okay to wonder why they're not. Green Bay, I've said this over and over again, I'm not scared of Green Bay. I don't look at them as a true contender. Now, people disagree with me, and national media may tell you they're an actual contender. I don't view them that way. So if I don't view them that way, I'm not going to then give the offense a pass for looking mediocre against a team that I think's mediocre. That's my struggle. That's my challenge, and I don't want to ignore that.
Gritty, am I taking crazy pills over here?
No. Are the Eagles the only team that gets paid to play football?
Agreed.
No.
So the other team got paid to show up and play, right?
Yes.
Was it their home?
Mm-hmm.
Because Lambeau Field, tough place to win.
It's a tough place to win, right? And the atmosphere and the weather condition that they're used to? Okay. Again, you went on the road after sitting on your butt, not being conditioned properly for that type of weather. If this would have been like a 40-degree day, I'd kind of be with you. In the first quarter, I saw everybody huffing and puffing and breathing heavy. So I give the caveat to the turnover because I just told you they had a 12-play nine-minute drive on their opening drive. They were doing what you wanted them to do.
Correct.
They were dominating going on the field.
Yep.
And once that fumble happened, it became hey, securing the ball is a premium. Let's focus on what's going on. So then when you get behind the sticks because of a penalty or a PI, the refs were bad, which we don't complain about on this show ever really, but certain things get you screwed up a little bit. Everybody wants to nitpick the tush push and do all these things. And it became a point where Patullo is still young. Now, we usually don't talk during the game, but I was listening to the radio today, somebody said, I can't believe that they just would forget to target A.J. Brown and only got him 3 targets. Well, I saw a rookie, Nick Sirianni, forget that Dallas Goedert was on the team for a game. He forgot Smitty was on the team for a game. Literally, he went a whole game, didn't target his tight end once. Then backed that up with not targeting his second wide receiver once. Then by the third game, he had to give up play calling because he was getting so locked in. I'm not giving Kevin Patullo any kind of credit over that because if you got A.J. Brown and you don't start the game off with let's just get him a slant, get him going with a slant. In your progression, in your first 15 scripted, the fact that you're not targeting this guy and getting him a play in your first 15, that's negligence. And then you get caught in the rabbit hole of, oh my God, I don't want to lose my job. Jalen Hurts fumbled. We've got to be conservative. Oh, and guess what else? It was so cold and so slippery. Saquon checked out a lot. I wanted to see the tank. I didn't need to see that much Shipley. But guess what?
It's hard to catch
7
your breath.
degrees out there.
It's hard to catch your breath in that cold, bro.
I'm willing to give, if you watch that game again and just focus on Saquon, and we saw it, right? But that's that type of old school football where it was physical. And he may have only rushed for 60 yards, but he earned every damn one that he got. Because it was pad on pad, cold weather, shot after shot.
Yes, he did.
If he needed a breather here and there, I totally understand it. I think, Gritty, the part that, because you mentioned it, right? Once they turned that football over, it was, put the brakes on. As you go through the game, there were just so many inconsistencies for me. Maybe the thought was, you know what? Ball control is key. We can't turn it over. We can't give short fields. We're going to lean on the defense. And maybe that truly was the philosophy the whole game, except for that final 4th down where you wanted to get wildly aggressive. But if you are going to be wildly aggressive because that's in your DNA, which it is in his DNA, then why are you running the ball on 3rd and 10? Why are you just hey, let's just give the ball back? So for me, it's like the inconsistencies. You want to run it on 3rd and 10 and basically just punt and not care. But then in another big situation, you want to completely flip the script and say, now we're going to go downfield. And I'm not even telling you I have a problem with them getting aggressive and going downfield. We've seen them do that before. It's just other times it works. I just have a problem with the way it looked, the inconsistencies, and I start to poke holes in some of the answers that I'm getting as to the why, which leaves me, again, frustrated. Not saying a win is a bad thing. It's a great thing. But it doesn't mean I can't be frustrated in the win.
I want to definitely talk about that decision on 4th down because that was a big decision. A lot of people were questioning it, right? But before we do, let's go ahead and pay some bills.
Well, if your home needs a little TLC, as it usually does, or you're dreaming of that next big vacation, maybe even to see one of our Philly teams play away, listen up. TrueMark Financial's HELOC Select just got even better. Rates have just dropped, making it more affordable to put your home's equity to work. Need a new kitchen, big repairs, a new offensive coordinator, maybe knock out some debt? With HELOC Select, you can access your cash all at once or just when you need it. It's total flexibility, just like a good game plan. Make it happen today. Visit one of TrueMark's 24 branches or head to TrueMark.com/PHLY and get in the game today. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender, NMLS 404938.
As I was reading this one, I'm like, are we doing walking again, or are we doing?
Oh, yeah, absolutely walking.
Gritty, are we doing walking again?
E-walking.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Everybody's got their favorite hot tea, but have you ever turned the can around to read what's in it? You can't, because they don't tell you, and while they hide what's inside. Crooked Tea brags about it. Crooked Tea brews real USDA organic tea for real flavor, zero sugar. No fake junk hiding behind the label. What you see is what you drink. Next time you're at the store, flip the can. If you can't find the ingredients, just put it back. Then grab Crooked Tea, zero sugar, real tea, fully transparent. You know it, Philly. Real recognizes real. So why drink the fake stuff? Crooked Tea, the only thing better, strip sack in a Super Bowl. CrookedTea.com. Find a store near you. There you go.
Dude, it's night and day.
I
Your
know,
reads are night and day.
I know.
E-rock and E-walking are
For
two
some
completely
reason, when I do
different
it as
dudes.
walking, I do it better.
Yeah, you
Yes,
actually
very
read.
much so.
I actually read.
Probably because he can read and you can't.
The multiple personality
Yeah,
disorder. There's a
yeah.
lot of voices going on inside this head. BG, let's start with you, man. The fourth down decision, punt, go for it, go long. Nick Sirianni's looks like he's saying why on the sidelines. What was your interpretation of all that decision?
That's not Nick Sirianni's choice. That wasn't his play call. So what you just said about them being aggressive, why are you going to be aggressive in this moment? Because they didn't make the call. Now, the coaches might have said, run the ball, run around for 10 seconds, take a knee, keep the clock running. They said whatever they wanted to say. But that play was Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown when they got in the huddle. And everybody else just looked at them to him like, all right. And then they went out there and they did it. Now, to answer, you're shaking your head.
Just because it doesn't make sense.
So I don't care if it makes sense. That's the point.
No, I mean, it's fundamentally.
Yeah, but I'm about to tell you why it happened. Whether it makes sense or not. Smitty right afterwards in an interview said, well, number 1 and number 11 say something's got to go down. It's going to go down. Nick Sirianni taking 4 days to come out to his press conference because somebody's got to have an answer to give to somebody.
Yeah.
Okay? Then he's on the sideline saying, why? He was freaking out. So your coach didn't know. So either he's getting lied to by Patullo, Patullo's incompetent, or, which we've heard before in previous instances, 2 plays very similar that worked out. They drew it up in the dirt, kids in the backyard. AJ and Jaelan went rogue. They went rogue for whatever reason. Yo, we can end this right here. AJ didn't go through his player. He could have got a PI. They didn't do it. And now everyone's like, what is going on? And if you would have had I'm a Nick Sirianni guy. If you would have had a different coach, you would have done a pooch punt or anything. Now, again, hindsight's 2020. We're actually going to talk about something that you tweeted out we were arguing about on the internet, Twitter. But hindsight's 2020. That was all Jaelan and AJ. That was, I can be a hero, baby. And at the time, I was thinking, hey, they're back on the same page. They're going for it together. They said, look, it's you and me, bro. And it didn't happen.
Yeah, so when I say it's fundamentally doesn't make sense, what I mean by that is I'm not saying that they didn't alter a call, but it was never run around 10 seconds and take a knee because then the clock stops anyway and you turn the ball over. So
Right, yeah.
Right. Now, maybe they wanted to try and draw them off sides to where they would make a fourth down more realistic or make a field goal more realistic. I don't know.
Take a penalty for a punt?
Yeah, right. Don't know. I would have liked to see them punt personally because the way the defense was playing and the Packers' inability to really move the football. I would not have been opposed to a field goal opportunity just because you would have forced the Packers to have to score a touchdown versus just 3. But if you do punt and it goes in the end zones, you've netted 15 yards. What's 15 yards?
Yeah, 15, 16
It
yards.
would have meant
like
really nothing. So I do understand the idea that it was a decision, a tough decision that they had to figure out and they had to make. I'm telling you, I wasn't comfortable when they snapped the ball, but I don't want to act like I'm ignorant to the idea that they did that earlier this year on 4th down and connected with A.J. Brown at the end of the game. They did that in the NFC Championship game against Washington, completed it. That was like the stamp on the game where it's like, this is over. This is done, right? So I want to at least acknowledge the fact that they've run that before. They have that go route on 4th down to A.J. We've questioned it before, but it's worked out every time.
Yeah.
Now that it hasn't worked out, now, to your point, though, maybe there was another call they had, a play that they had written up, and then they went to the line, read, up, there's our signal, corners up, and he gave him the little, hey, go deep, right? Because we know this. Maybe at that point they took over and went, quote-unquote, rogue. I don't think it was Sirianni saying, hey, we're not going to run a play, and these guys said, screw that, yes, we are. Personally, I could be 100% wrong.
At the end of the day, 2 things are true. One, it doesn't matter. I can't trust you now at the end of the game. Now I have to send the punter out there. Now I have to send the kicker out there.
Maybe.
Because you're not doing what I want you to do.
Maybe.
Secondly, all those other games you talked about weren't a 3-point game with 20 seconds left. All those games were not that situation where if that would have went wrong and you get a tie or lose that game, crucifixions happen.
But isn't this...
Patullo gets fired.
You're right. You're right. Isn't this counter to what everybody has said about Jaelan for the last, 5 years? In terms of that dude just doesn't, he does what it takes to win. He doesn't care about stats. He doesn't care about numbers. He doesn't care about what it looks like. He just wants to win. So if you're telling me that now his coach can't trust him and now we got to bring in the punter, which may be true, we don't know. To me, that just sounds like the complete antithesis of who we build and what we've seen Jalen Hurts to be. That's my coach. That's what he's saying we do, then that's what we do. Because I don't care about my numbers. I don't care about my wide receiver's happiness. I want to win the football game. And you're telling me in that moment he just threw all that out the window? Maybe he did. For me, it just doesn't sound right marrying that together.
That's exactly who Jalen Hurts is.
Maybe.
He's a winner. He never really likes Nick Sirianni. He's never confirmed or said, I believe in my coach. We go through that every year. Not that won the Super Bowl. We didn't have it in the offseason. But every other offseason, are you guys friends? So no. I don't respect you, bro. We won together and we worked together. I don't respect you. Kevin Patullo, you stuck me with another rookie? You know what? I win 80% of my games. That's the argument that Jalen Hurts gets to have. Nick Sirianni's won 80% of his games. And Jalen's like, and I won 80% 4 years in college. I have the 80% resume. I know better than you two rookies. AJ, let's dial it up. So that is who Jalen is. I want to win. I know better.
I think there's 3 things that we have seen before in this scenario. Number one, and Black Gritty, you were there at MetLife Stadium when they did it once before against the New York Giants, 4th down play, go deep down the sideline to AJ, scored a touchdown. After that, I mean, it was, but context matters, right? That was against the New York Giants. That was early on in the game. That was the kind of pad the lead, right? We're talking about a different scenario here. We have seen AJ and Jaelan go rogue before, and Nick Sirianni kind of cover it up a little bit. So much so that AJ Brown got on the radio and said, oh yeah, by the way, that thing that happened, oh no, that was Nick just taking the heat for me and Jaelan. We were just kind of doing our own thing. He came out and said it. So we've seen that 4th down shot before, but context matters. We've seen Jaelan and AJ go a little rogue before. Again, context matters. But we've also seen this before. Nick's got to tell. And it doesn't have anything to do with what Smitty said to Scott Van Pelt after the game. It doesn't have anything to do with what Tanner McGee said on the radio last night about, hey, that was kind of like 1 and 11 kind of doing their own thing, right? Here's how you know when it was Nick and when it wasn't. If he gets in front of a press conference and he says, yeah, that was my decision. I have to self-scout, dragging myself through the mud. I'm using all Nick-isms at this point, dragging myself through the mud. I probably would revisit that situation. If it was genuinely his fault, he will take ownership of that. If it is not genuinely his fault, he will super take ownership of it. He will be the one to tear the shirt off and just take all the bullets. He makes it a point to do that because leaders lead by example, right? So when you see Nick Sirianni go, that was my play call, I made that decision, and I would do it again. Dare me, I'll do it again. That's not Nick Sirianni's call. Yeah. He is taking the heat as the guy at the top for Kevin Patullo and or what I think more specifically, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown kind of saying, all right, let's have our dagger moment.
If 4 people say it, it's true. It's true. Smitty said it. Tanner said it. We've seen it multiple times. They've apologized for it in the past. Like, you're shaking your head. I don't know.
No, I'm not shaking my head at you.
To
I'm
that.
not shaking my head at you.
Not at me. I'm talking about the situation. I just don't know how it couldn't have been them going rogue and doing their thing, saying we're going to close this out.
Like what? So I guess the question I have is, what are we defining rogue to be? Meaning, if it was those two kind of going off script, then what was the script? That's the part I need to know in order to figure out.
And
is
that's
there a
what we're
problem?
never going to know.
I know.
Unless they come out
right.
6 weeks later. You know when you'll find out?
After the season, when AJ's gone.
Yeah. Or I mean, when the Super Bowl, they'll laugh like, ha ha.
Yeah.
Remember that time we messed up and almost burned everything to the ground?
Yeah.
Like, somebody will leak it then.
Yeah.
That's the only time we're going to find out because, again, everything else about it is asinine. And, again, when Nick was like, why? I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
That is not good.
And that's where I want to make sense of it. Where, like, was it Nick saying, look, we ain't running a play, okay? We're going to try and draw them off sides. We got a timeout, or we'll take an extra 5 yards, give man a couple extra yards to punt. Like, that's what I want to happen. Did Jaelan and AJ then go, quote-unquote, rogue by saying, nah, we're going to end it right here? If so, problem.
I don't think they were disobeying any rules. I think the call was to go for it.
And they just kind of tweaked the play.
No, they didn't even tweak the play. I think it was designed to go to somebody else. It was designed to get the first down, and then you can just sit on it and be done with it. And that's it. Dallas Goedert was on fire. Smitty's like flowers to Smitty. So there's no doubt in my mind that it had something to do with involving those guys, but also there was a go route. There's a go route designed in that.
And that's what I mean.
And that's in the huddle. There's no doubt in my mind. Jaelan turned to AJ and said, your turn.
Well, I don't know if it was that. There's no doubt in your mind, and that's fair. My question is, okay, we got the play call. And with every play call, there's pre-snap reads involved, and there's audibles involved, and checks involved. And when they got up to the line, was it, yep, there it is. Sorry, changing it. AJ, vertical.
But to go back and circle around to your beginning, which is like, hey, listen, winning can kind of cure the stench of and cover up some things and stuff like that. I would have punted too. Wasn't mad at it. No harm, no foul at the end. Let's consider this a learning moment and a talking moment in team meetings this week, where it's like, hey, listen, if this is where it's designed to go, you follow that. Mm-hmm. If I make the decision that I'm putting the ball in your hands because I like the play, I like the players, and it's time for the players to step up, make a play, win this friggin' game, and you trust those guys, I got to trust that you'll put the ball in the right. And that's just a discussion. I don't think anybody's going rogue. I don't think anybody is disrespected or doesn't respect the quarterback, doesn't respect the head coach or anything like that. I think it was just an in-game like, yeah, that was shitty. Everything about it was kind of shitty. In hindsight, we should have just punted the ball. We should have just punted it and then went with our lives. Yeah. But I don't want to make too big of it because at the end of the game, at the end of the day, the Eagles won the game. It's a talking point, which of course they will discuss, and you just move on with your lives.
The decision didn't hurt them. At the end of the day, it didn't hurt them. And I don't like to live on that because eventually it'll bite you. But right. At least in this situation, it didn't hurt.
But I'd rather have the conversation now.
Oh, 100%.
In a win than in a loss when it truly, truly, truly matters. Speaking of giant wins, and even though I tried to put a wet blanket over this last year, Jalen Phillips, dude, on the deal. Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. Listen, I'm still concerned about what happens in the future as far as like, okay, if he balls out, like, are we going to be able to pay him? You've been telling me all offseason you ain't got any money. That's why you didn't sign any of your free agents. Now you got this guy. Was he a rental? Did you really just rent a guy for half a season, for a third? I still have my concerns about the future, but I don't think like you could ask for any better of a debut from Jalen Phillips at all. Immediate impact.
I don't know why that's any kind of statement other than it was bound to happen. I'm not worried about the money. It's not that we don't have the money. It's that I got Carter on the horizon. I got Davis on the horizon and how he's trying to look forward. But I'm also trading A.J. Brown in offseason. I got $90 million free. I'm going to have money. I'm going to have first-round draft picks. I'm going to have room. He's also been injured twice.
God, I hate when he makes sense.
So he's not going to get that much money.
I hate it when he makes sense.
You're young. He's a young player with an injury-prone history. Hey, bro, you know what I did for Zach Bond? I gave him a year to prove it. I'm going to give you a year. You're still young. Come out here, stay healthy for a year, and we'll see what happens. By that point, he's drafted a new lineman. I'm going to flip and dip him out in these streets, and that's the way it is. But I'm not worried about it. He can ball out and give me 9 sacks, which he's going to do. The thing that we were talking about earlier, we were talking about Howie last week, and it's funny because I ripped on Howie for years, and I came around to him because he changed his whole philosophy. Now he's cooking. He made the mistake of his players getting injured. Carter wasn't right. Smith goes out. Oh, bring BG back. Smith's back in. You get this young kid. Anybody playing next to Carter is going to eat. Davis is like, oh my God, we get to rotate again? Wow, this is amazing. BG comes in for 4 snaps and just getting a breather makes the defense come alive. And if I hear one more person cry about Jackson, Ringo, Scooby, Mike, whoever's back there in the secondary, I don't care. Because you have a front line like that, the secondary doesn't matter. If nothing else, the Packers have 5 young wide receivers everywhere. And like, why didn't you pick on? Because we're getting a double team. We're getting help over the top. That's why you're going at Quinyon all the time, because he's the only one-on-one out there. Everybody else got help. People just don't watch football. How come they're not going at Ringo? How come they're not going at Dewey Jackson? Do you want to go at Jackson, Cooper, and Nakobe over the top? You moron. No, I'm going to take my chance with this one-on-one shot. And going forward, that's how it's going to be. Phillips and Carter are going to be up your ass, and the secondary doesn't matter because they don't give up touchdowns.
Every time I saw number 8 or number 7 in the game, I was watching like this on my couch, like, oh, man, here it comes. Oh, because it wasn't too long.
You got pre-PTSD.
It wasn't so long ago that I was at MetLife Stadium, elbowed an Eagles fan and said, hey, you see that number right there? I'm not going to say the number. You all know the number. You're going to see that number right there? They're going to throw at him all game. Really? Yep, they're going to throw at him all game. But the pass rush came so alive that Jordan Love was skittish in the pocket, and he couldn't decide where he wanted to go with the ball, and he had people in his face. Like, that defensive line watching that pass rush was like, oh, there it is. There's the pass rush that we're so used to. Oh, there's Nolan Smith coming off the edge. Jaelan Hunt making sack, but knocking him straight out of field goal range. Jaelan Hunt, we were all wondering, what the hell's going on with Jaelan Hunt, man? He hasn't developed into the play. Now, granted, it's one game, but you see that you can't be great without the greatness of others, not to steal a Nick Sirianni
He's
cliche.
tired.
Yeah.
They need rotational help. You didn't even say Ajomo. Ajomo's out there, he can read.
Ajomo calling out plays to the point where now the running back's like, oh, shit, I know the blocking's going this way. I got to try to and no, you just blew up the play. Carter getting up and blocking passes. And then BG it was so nice just to see 55 out there. And he wasn't doing anything miraculous, but man, that first one, bull rush, backing the guy right into Jordan Love, clouding his face, Carter getting his hands up, the defensive line flying around, and then like, listen, I didn't think he was going to come back the way he did. You know, I thought maybe he would be a good trade piece. I thought, nah, Campbell's here. We don't, all right, let him play special teams. Let him just cut. Nakobe Dean is playing like a man who knows he's about to earn a bag. Amazing the way he's flying around, blitzing. You're smiling because you're like, I told you.
No,
I told you, Nakobe.
I didn't tell you. Well, I told you I wanted Nakobe. Well, we'll talk about Nakobe. I'm ecstatic.
Let's talk about Nakobe.
Look, I'm over the moon with Nakobe. He's the heartbeat of that defense. It's why I didn't want to trade him. And this is coming from a guy that told you, I don't care what anybody says, he's not going to be ready for 2025 with that knee injury. Man, I couldn't be happier for that dude because he is making me eat every one of my words. And that defense, yes, absolutely. You get reinforcements in and getting Nolan Smith back, and you trade for a guy like Phillips, and you get Brandon Graham and what that can mean. You give guys some rotational depth on the line. Absolutely, that matters. His leadership, the way his fire, the way that guy plays, absolutely matters. They've missed that, and they have that back.
I'm mad about Nakobe Dean. I don't know what you're also happy about.
Why are you mad about Nakobe Dean?
Because he going to come in week 8, he in week 5. If he would have started week 1, I'd have traded him.
Yeah.
He'd have played 7 games for me, and I'd have traded him. Somebody gave me he played like he's playing right now, somebody gave me a first-round pick. You know what's happening now? We played the first 5 games, and Campbell was lighting up the universe. He was everywhere. Now he's nowhere. He is lost in the sauce. They're trying to mix him in on edge. He's getting it rotationally, and his light has diminished. Now I'm thinking to myself, well, both of their lights were shining, and now this guy's lost. I know what Nakobe Dean can be, but I also know that he's undersized. I also know he's about to cost a lot of money, and I just paid Vaughn. No matter what, he's gone. So I've got this asset here that is going to walk away from me for free.
You get a nice 4th-round pick for it. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
and then you hold on to Phillips. You can do your trade with AJ, free up some money. Howie's got a plan.
Yeah, the plan, like I said, the plan for me would have been 2 second-round picks for this kid because he's great. He's finally healthy. Again, when he's healthy, he plays all world now. Like, it took him 2 years to get into the spot. But Campbell is just he is literally a lion in a cage right now, and he doesn't know what to do. He's out there eating meat. He's like, dude, I've been hunting my whole life. Now y'all just feed me steaks.
Okay.
I want to hunt.
Okay.
And he can't. So
earlier, you were talking about that's what championship football looks like, right? When you in your opening, like, it's championship football. Well, this is a good problem to have. This is a problem that good teams have. Yeah. Like, I got so many dudes playing at a high level that I can't even get them out on the field, right? For me, I want production at the position. I don't care if that was Nakobe Dean comes in, starts lighting the world on fire, or if Jahad Campbell came in because Nakobe wasn't ready and we were getting production from a rookie. I don't care how we get the production, as long as we get the production. And now you have an insurance plan. Should Dean walk, now you've got Jahad Campbell for 2026 waiting in the wings to take over full time. I understand what you mean. I personally just feel like Nakobe Dean is too much of a heartbeat of that defense, too much of the vocal leader of that defense, that I didn't want to move on from him. And his play the last few weeks is, man, just doubling down on any of that. Phenomenal.
I'm such a hypocrite. I get it, because in the beginning I was like, no, you don't trade. You have 3 linebackers. It's quality depth. Quality depth matters, especially late in the season. No, trade him for a trade piece. And then I was on your side. I said, no, Gritty, you were right. You're right. Hey, listen, we got this asset. And then now after watching him a couple games, I'm like, there's no way we could have tried. Are you kidding me? You must have been drunk. I'm such a flip-flopper. That's on me.
And when you watched Campbell, weren't we saying the same thing about him?
Yeah.
The whole league was like, oh my God, we didn't even think this kid was going to play, and now he's out here flashing everywhere. The real difference is, besides the heartbeat of the team and vocal whatever.
You don't agree with that?
I don't care about it. I've got too much equity on that side of the ball, and Vaughn, who I believe is really, like, when I watch all the interviews and everything like that, like, they listen to him.
Yes.
And when Dean went down last year, they did not miss a beat. So I hear what you're saying. I believe that because of the Georgia stuff. But I feel like Zach is the guy who's really the thing. So I feel like if I lost him, again, Campbell's more of a coverage, fast, twitch, do all the things. Dean is a heat-seeking missile, stopping the run, backing up his guys. Like, he knows how to shoot the gap behind Carter and Davis. Like, he knows what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like playing basketball with your brother. Bro, you're going left. You're going left.
Like, I want
just
that guy,
it.
though.
Like, like, you just know. So I get the vibe of that. I feel that. It's just like, to your point again, it's a good problem to have. I'm just looking to the future like, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna walk away for free. And he's so good. That's what I'm saying. He's got so much value. That's all I'm driving.
All right, so then put it on. Then put it on. I know we got to pay some bills, but put it on Howie to figure it out, because that's what we always say when it's about we're going to trade for this guy, we're going to pay for that guy, and we're all in these comfy seats saying, but how? Like, that's up to Howie. That's not our job. He'll figure it out. If there's a way to get it done and he wants him that bad, he'll keep him.
Before we go ahead and pay some bills, hold on, Andrew. Before we go ahead and pay some bills, if Nakobe Dean is Jeremiah Trotter, Jahad Campbell.
You're saying senior.
Senior.
Okay.
I'm doing comps here.
Yeah.
If Nakobe Dean is Jeremiah Trotter senior, very similar build, very similar play style. Jahad Campbell is
Chaos Spikes.
Ooh.
D'Amico Ryans.
I would go probably more D'Amico Ryans.
D'Amico Ryans. Okay, that's
Chaos
fair.
Spikes is a great pull, though.
I'm thinking about freaks in nature.
Yeah.
Just dudes are like, you kind of do anything you want to do with them. You don't know what they're going to be. It's his first year. I don't know. That's what came to my mind.
All right, let's go ahead and pay some bills.
You don't hear about tequila that often.
Yeah, that's a great pull. Great pull.
Xfinity. Oh man, this is a big ticket for people going on in the world right now. The other day, I actually literally was at my buddy's house because a service that won't be named, I couldn't watch the game. So I went to my buddy's house. We did watch Monday Night Football, and he does have Xfinity. And the 4K was 4K, and it was very lavish. It was on-time television because it was cable and it wasn't a streaming service. They also apparently now have the quad box that has been hidden from me. They got the stat line over the top of the quad box, so you can watch all the games you want to on your Saturday. I know you're a college guy, Jason. And it's really nice over there at Xfinity. So you can go over to Xfinity.com and imagine that. You can get the multi-view and the 4K capability on your TV box. Restrictions apply.
So you do home improvement projects at home, right? I always talk about this. You do 90% of it, and then that 10% just kind of sits, and it never gets done, whether it's a little piece of paint up here, covering up this electrical box there, an outlet here, whatever it may be. Well, that's me. I got a lot of 10% at my house. And our friends over at Ace Hardware, well, they can help you out. They now have, it's called the Ace Hardware Home Services, right? So they got people that come out. They're not just the helpful hardware folks anymore, apparently. I don't know this yet because, again, I got a lot of 10%. I should probably figure this out. They're also the helpful home services and repair folks. From plumbing and electrical to heating and cooling, they've got the trusted pros to keep your home humming all year long. I don't mess with electrical either. And plumbing, I won't touch it. You touch plumbing at your house?
Yeah, I touch everything in my house.
Pause. They're bringing helpful home, the helpful you love, from the store now to your front door, from Philly to the Jersey Shore. What do they bring? Well, they remember what to bring. Okay, they made sure to point out that these guys remember what to bring. It's a good start, right? They're helpful. They've got experience. They're understanding. It's service you can trust and satisfaction guaranteed. All jokes aside, when you invite people in your home, you want them to get work done. The things you care about is, hey, did it cost an arm and a leg? Did they do the job right? That's where you can count on Ace Home Hardware. Visit Ace Home Services online at acehardwarehomeservices.com to get you started on your next project. Finish that 10%.
So did you say you don't do home improvement?
No, I do. The last 10% I never get done.
The last 10%?
Last 10% never gets done.
Why?
You don't know that? Because you don't do your own projects.
I do my own projects.
Because no, you don't. Then you at least have 10% that's not done. You know, I don't know. Like if I were to paint the house,
yeah,
right, and I'm painting and I'm sick and tired of painting, right, and I go back over and it's like, oh, there's a spot there. I got to get to that, but I've kind of already started. I'll finish that up.
You don't get to.
You never finish it. And then for the next year, 2 years, every time you walk by, you're like, son of a bitch, that spot's still there. You just never get to it. I got this wall. We painted this wall, and we had to cover up a little spot, and the whole wall itself is like an eggshell, right? Yeah. Like in terms of the
like
style, right?
White, yeah.
No, not just the color.
Okay.
The sheen.
Oh, no, yeah,
sheen,
I got you.
It's like an eggshell.
The finish.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, there was a little spot we had to cover up. So hit that up real quick, move on. It was actually a satin finish, same color, but a different finish. For like 2.5 years, I walk by in the hallway and I see it right by the outlet or right by the switch. Have I fixed it? No. Do I bitch about it every time I walk by it? You goddamn right I do. 10% never gets done. Just telling you. And if you do enough work in your own home, whether it be the garage, the basement, the bedroom, the bathroom, either, you know what I'm talking about. There's something where you've been meaning to get to it, meaning to fix it. You haven't done it yet.
You do the same thing, Greg?
Most people do. You probably have. You're probably anal retentive person.
Me?
Oh. You're a regular human being that's just lazy.
Yeah, Daddy.
Stop.
Daddy told me though, if you're not gonna do it right, don't do it at all.
Yeah, look,
people do it all the time. Literally, I have a spot that's on my wall. Literally, talk about painting. And I could paint it. Can of paint's in the closet. I don't care. It's there. Somebody's like, oh, look at that. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it one day.
Eventually.
And I probably won't.
Yep.
But I don't care.
It's very interesting. All right.
A lot of people do that.
Andrew, are you like that?
Andrew's 100% like that.
Yeah, I'm like that. Yeah.
That's without question. I don't even need to talk.
If there's a project, the project gets done.
Yeah.
No.
You've never seen Christmas Vacation?
No. You were going to be shocked about the amount of movies that I've never seen.
Bro, never. This whole conversation just went AWOL. Never mind. You've never seen Christmas Vacation?
Never seen Christmas Vacation. I don't find Chevy Chase funny even a little bit.
Okay. Let's just continue with the show then.
So Jair Alexander, what was that about? I don't want to give it too much time because it doesn't deserve too much time because he didn't spend too much time here. But wow, it's just a wacky underlying storyline of this season where guys show up, sign, traded for, go, nah, I think I'll retire. Any thoughts on that, or like?
Don't get confused by it. It's not that deep. He can't play anymore. I know they're playing got to step away from the game, get the mental right, and if that is actually impacting him, then it's not like we're not making a joke of it, and I don't mean to oversimplify it. But in the NFL, if you just look at what's in front of you, Green Bay gave up on him. He went to Baltimore, couldn't get on the field. He was inactive. The Eagles, as we said, were going to throw spaghetti on the wall. They're just throwing a bunch of darts, see what's going to hit. They got him in the building, and they said themselves as well, yeah, this guy can't play.
You think it was kind of an Eagles decision as well?
I just think it's another team that said, he ain't got the goods.
Because I haven't heard anybody bring it up, not on the radio, not on social media or anything like that. But if I traded an asset, albeit, what was it, a
swap? I think they did a swap of picks.
Swap, whatever it might be, for Alexander, and then he decides, mentally I'm checked out, I'm too injured. If you're the Eagles, aren't you kind of calling up the Ravens and kind of be like, what the hell, dude?
Yes.
Like, isn't that a question that you ask is there anything I should know about this? Like, the poison pill that was revealed inside the Micah Parsons trade. Like, hey, if you trade this guy to an NFC East team, you owe me your 2028 draft pick. Uh-huh. If you trade, and it was the same thing on the other side where the Packers put in that poison pill for the defensive tackle that they traded. You can't trade him to anybody in the NFC North. Otherwise, you owe me that 2028. Do we have to start with trades now being like, hey, if we trade for a guy and he decides, this ain't for me, I retire, we get our money back?
So, one, no, that only comes in when you have position of power and leverage with a great player or a good player. Secondly, this is how he gets. The rest of the league's looking around at this guy. You're out here stealing players. Everybody's always doing deals with Howie. He's done 96 trades in the last 3 weeks. Like, this is what you get. Suck it up and shut up about it. Whether the guy plays or not, Howie didn't do your due diligence. Dom needs to send another spy out and find something that's going on. So
he had to pass a physical for a trade, though, right? That's the confusing part for me.
Right.
They didn't. Well, I mean, at least I don't think
he's not physically hurt. He might be mentally hurt. And again,
you don't think it's his knee? No. Okay.
And also, I'll tell you too, not for nothing, I don't know what's going on in that locker room, but like I watch all these guys' podcasts, which is why players shouldn't be doing podcasts, because if you actually listen to them, they tell them themselves all the time. But I wonder why. What's his name retired?
Is it Zaire Smith?
Yeah.
Zadarius Smith. No.
Conversations were had about him when he got signed, and just regular things come up. My general point is that I'm going to retire as opposed to staying here and getting a free check being a rotational player. They didn't ask me to come in here and be Hercules. I come in, 4 snaps in, 4 snaps off. And I can't do that for money? That's really telling to me. This guy gets here, and now he doesn't even want to be at the facility. He wants to go home. At least with the Ravens, he was still showing up every day. He wasn't playing. He was inactive, but he was there. You get here, and it's like, I need a mental day. I'm going to go home. What? I don't know. I don't know. I actually don't care. You're right. We shouldn't spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah, but it's weird, right? We don't spend a lot of time on it, but it's Zadarius Smith. It's Jair Alexander. It's Miles Jack. It's like different guys keep signing with the Eagles and then real quick saying, never mind. It's odd.
And sometimes it's just a person.
Yeah.
If I hear one more person tell me, CJGJ, see what he did on the Bears? I'm like, bro, he was on 9 different teams and 4 couches before the Bears put him back in a game.
Yeah.
And that's all because of his mentality, all because of his personality. Not because he can't play, because he's crazy. So, it's like a hot chick.
Right.
Yeah, you put up with it if you're desperate, and the Bears are desperate. So they're putting up with the hot chick. I get chicks. I ain't putting up with that.
I get chicks.
I'm not putting up with that crazy like that. I'll rent it, and I ain't going to stay with it. Right. So, it is what it is.
Hey, I just real quick wanted to give a very special shout out. Where's camera one? Camera one real quick. I just want to give a very special shout out to my boy. I just got a text message. My boy's watching at home. He's watching the Cheap Seats live on YouTube, and I just want to give a shout out. Love you, buddy. I'll be home a little later. Love you, Jace. All right? Can't wait to watch the next game with you. Go Birds. Oh.
I appreciate that you named him after me. I do appreciate that. I've been meaning to tell you.
Yeah,
that.
no.
I mean, it says a lot about our friendship. You know?
It does. I was going to name him like Black Gritty Emmanuel, but it just didn't roll.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
It simply didn't roll off the tongue.
I know.
So I'm proud of you, buddy. And you guys should be proud of me.
We should.
You should. You guys, I'm a little disappointed.
Would you like to elaborate?
Yeah, I would like to elaborate because we are now 52 minutes within the show, and I haven't brought up A.J. Brown whatsoever. I got no credit for that whatsoever. We haven't talked to A.J. Brown one iota yet, 52 minutes into the show. But
should we give him credit?
Alas.
Yeah, sure.
Here we go. Andrew, roll the clip. He was talking at his locker room today.
Last year, what it was, thank you for the ring, but it's a new season. They adapted. We have to adapt, and we have to continue to, get better and try to find new ways. So that's where the frustration comes in, because it's not about winning, you guys. I want to win, yes. I want to help contribute as well. Do our thing on offense as well. I think that's fair.
A.J. Brown at his locker room today, paraphrasing. Not going to apologize for it. You guys have eyes. You see it. I was talking to a friend. I was making light of my situation, and this stuff is hard. Black Gritty, let's start with you. A.J. Brown, what are we doing here?
Let's start with Andrew. Andrew, what are your thoughts on A.J. Brown's statements?
What are my thoughts on A.J. Brown's statements?
Yep.
I think there's truth behind what he's saying. I understand being him in his position. Wins are a quarterback stat. They're not a wide receiver stat. He wants the yardage. He wants the touchdowns. If he wants to wear that jacket at the end of his career, he needs those accolades in order to achieve that. A Super Bowl is great, but we've seen plenty of wide receivers win Super Bowls and not go into the Hall of Fame. He wants to be a Hall of Famer. And that is his goal in life. So when he's talking about the things that he said on Twitch, or when he's talking about at the locker, the things that he's saying, it's understandable. I know where his frustration. I can understand his frustrations. Does it need to be so out there like he does it? No. There's in-house things. You keep it in-house. You don't need to be going on Twitch playing Madden, talking about how you should get traded in fantasy. But it is what it is, and this is the narrative.
So I'll let Andrew go first because that is a measured statement. It's a reasonable statement, and it's totally fine. I, on the other hand, am an overweight, gap-toothed, bald man that used to wear glasses. Thank God for LASIK. I got one thing knocked off my belt.
Love you.
But I don't really care about A.J. Brown and the way that he lives his lifestyle because everything Andrew said is right. But you get paid $1 million and you're part of a team. Go online and make fun of your job at McDonald's and have it go viral and then see if you have a job the next day. See if your coworkers want to work with you when you're busting people's balls about making fries. I guarantee you they won't. So after the third and fourth time, when a man who wants to be so dominant, so alpha, so manly, can't shut his mouth like a girl on Madden and go talk to his teammate, talk to his coaches, you can't talk to your coach, A.J. Brown. Why do I have to hear about it? Why are you crying about it on Madden? And the dude tried to help you out. Hey, the chat's going crazy. And then you want to stand there and say, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. It's not all about the wins. It is about the wins. Well, we know what it is for you. You're winning more than you're ever going to win. And since you can't shut up, Howie Roseman, for the love of God, send this man to the Browns. Send him to the Jets. Send him to the Jags. Send him somewhere where he can understand what it's like to not only lose, but stat pad your way to nowhere, okay? You're not poison pill. This man's not going to touch the earth of the Patriots. I'm putting in my poison pill. He can't even play the Patriots when his team goes there to play him. Because at this point, you've got to shut up. We are a championship contending team. And if you're not man enough to sit down and talk to your coach and say, hey, I got the playbook for 2023. Can you run 3 plays for me to get me going? Then don't sit on Twitch and bitch. Don't get on Twitter with your fingers and then backtrack and everybody blame the media, the internet, grandmas, Fat Gritty, and everybody else If I complain about your problems, I got to go 54 minutes before yelling at you because you're acting like a sucker punk.
Interesting.
Okay. We're clipping that one for
Man.
social. All right. I mean, I want to stand up and applaud.
That was like a whirlwind.
I honestly do. But Jason Ashworth, I'll give you the chance to respond,
No, it's
rebuttal,
not.
to say your piece.
It's not a response. I don't have a ton to say because whatever I'm going to say is probably going to be biased. It's probably going to be a little more nuanced. Look, the reality is I'm an A.J. Brown fan.
I love A.J.
Right,
Brown, by
so-
the way. Love you. Apologize, boo.
I'm an A.J. Brown fan. And I know that A.J. Brown's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. And I've said on this show that there are, like, these dudes think differently than we do. So what makes us uncomfortable doesn't necessarily compute with them. Even the guys in the locker room. I don't think DeVonta Smith gives a damn that A.J. Brown said something on Twitch. I don't think that anybody in that locker room, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, even Jalen Hurts, I don't think any of them really truly cared that he said that he's making light of it on Twitch, saying, "Hey, drop me in fantasy," or whatever it is, because these guys are just built different. So while for me, yeah, it's not something that you want these guys to say. It's not something that you want these guys to express publicly. There are better ways to go about it. I completely agree, but these guys are they're not monks. They can't just be completely quiet and say nothing and express no emotion and have no communication to nobody in their life at any. They're going to say stuff. They are emotional. Stuff is going to get out. And as Andrew said, some of it to me is fair. Some of it to me, it's okay to be frustrated because I'm at home watching as well saying, hey, hold on. Why is A.J. Brown wide open in the middle of the field on a blitz beater and Jaelan didn't give him the football? That wouldn't happen one time. That happened multiple times against the Packers. I'm not going to excuse the fact that as A.J. didn't, he's got people in his face. He's got a rush. He's got other things to process. I don't care whether A.J. Brown feels a certain way or goes about his business a certain way. If it gets to where it translates on the field and he's dogging it, he's not helping his teammates, he's not blocking for Saquon Barkley downfield, now I got a problem. Okay, hold on. Now that's an issue. As long as when you get on between the white lines, if you're busting your ass and you're giving it all for your teammates, the attitude stuff, the chirping stuff, the not towing the company line stuff, I said this earlier today. That is why you have a head coach. A head coach is a leader of men, and not men, I know you want to talk about it, and not men that just fall in line. You have to juggle personalities, emotions, cultures. You have to balance 53 different men. Real head coaches, real leader of men can do that. Not just the easy ones that follow the script all the time, and I don't really have to work or invest time and emotion and energy into getting them to buy in. Nick Sirianni can do that. Again, I know it's just it's a distraction. I know we're talking about it. I know we'd rather wish it didn't happen, but it's not anything I'm overly concerned about, not with this player, for me personally.
So you weren't here earlier. E-Rock was going around people and telling them that your feet smelled.
They do. Horrible.
So do you want to explain why your feet smell?
Oh, well, I've got bunions, too.
I was
Did you
wondering
tell
what
me
that
about the
was.
bunions?
Yeah, okay. So
I've had my right foot has a surgically repaired bunion, and I've got a bunion on my left foot. My feet have always been nasty.
So
I'm not
bunions
a fan
can't be
of them.
washed or deodorized? Like,
Oh,
I
no,
don't
they do.
understand.
Yeah,
how
I just
bunions
sweat.
work.
My feet sweat a lot.
Okay, well, then we need to do
You
something.
see what I'm saying, though?
But
if
you-
it's true, it's true.
No, but at some point, if every episode I ask you about your feet smelling,
Yeah.
you're going to be like, bro, I've answered your questions. Why do you keep asking me? Has nothing to do with you because he made the statement earlier. My point is you have to answer questions for other people's statements.
Sure.
So the coach has to answer the question for
It's a
something E-Rock
distraction.
said.
It's a distraction.
E-Rock was out there talking earlier about you, and you're like, bro, I'm just out here doing the show.
Yeah.
Now, why I got to answer questions about something he said about my feet?
Right.
He didn't say it to me. He ain't told me my feet smell. He done went and told everybody else, and now I got to sit and answer it? And then it comes to Gritty. Gritty, does his feet smell? Well, I mean, I had COVID. I really don't smell. Like, you're making other people answer things, and they don't mind. I'm sure they don't mind. It's a brotherhood. I'm almost positive most of them don't care. But when they get asked a question, you have to have so much anxiety because, like, I don't want to accidentally throw gas on this fire. I have to make sure that I say the right thing. When I go on my podcast or I'm a guest on a podcast, a show, and someone asks me, I got 5 reporters in my ear. Why are you putting that stress upon other people for you?
Yes, I agree with that. But I do want to fall back on this idea that that brotherhood, because it's a brotherhood. It is. So these guys spend way more time with each other than maybe the clip that we saw on Twitch or the post that we saw on social media. So they may see this stuff and they may hear this clip of him saying, yo, you got me in fantasy, drop me. 52 other guys in that locker room could have been laughing. Like, yo, did you hear what AJ? That's fun because they joke about it in the locker room or they have different conversations we're not privy to. It makes us uncomfortable because we're nervous about what other people may think or interpret in that locker room. We're worried about, is it a distraction or what could it mean, or they have to answer questions. But I think, in my opinion, the reality is they really don't give a damn. So we're stressing it and we're worried about it and we're calling it a distraction and we're saying this or we're saying that. And the dudes in the locker room just keep winning and they just keep going about their business. And they keep telling us, like when the reporters asked A.J. Brown the question and DeVonta Smith was in the background going, right? Because he's looking at it the same way, like, bro, like, we don't care. He's a brother, we don't care. And that's my opinion.
And like I said, you shouldn't have to answer those questions. If you want to talk trash, you don't have to do it on a Twitch stream.
I don't think that's trash talking for him. I think that's him being self-deprecating.
It doesn't matter now. He's done too many things to put himself in a position. You said he's human? Yes, he's a human being. That's a grown man with a job, a professional job. At some point, you've got to reel it in for yourself. As much as it's got to be human, you got to be human and realize your mistakes and say, hey, you know what? I need a therapist. I need to go in here, bitch at somebody for an hour that's not going to go tweet it out. I got to stay out. Yes, I need to express myself. You know what I need to do? I need to call my boy on the phone and say, hey, let's get in the live game private and play Madden together and so I can talk trash with my boy. I don't need to call you up and say, are you live on Twitch? How many followers you got watching right now? Because I'm about to go ham on myself.
I don't, there are smarter ways to go about it. I don't disagree.
Or this is all just a big, we're going to put our little tinfoil hats on now for a second.
Oh, yeah. I forgot my foil today.
This is all just a big conspiracy because they got the Hard Knocks coming out very, very, very soon. And maybe, just maybe, they're building this all up for the cameras.
Right. Dallas sucks. Commanders suck. Giants suck. Eagles, can you give us something to talk about? Can you give us something to film? Can you give us a little intrigue so people want to see behind the scenes? That's actually,
so you can't,
that tinfoil hat's thick.
You can't see this right now. But Andrew looks like that low-life Hollywood spinster guy with a script that he's trying to flip on the streets. He's got a little beanie cap on.
Telling you.
Now he's out here with his conspiracy theories, and he's got his whole script and everything, trying to sell me a manuscript.
Telling you.
You know what he looks like? I'll paint the picture. Take a cross between Charlie Day, right, from Always Sunny.
And Where's Waldo?
And like every mid-2000s hipster that used to party at Northern Liberties. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what we got. Yeah, you just came out. You just came off the crab docks, right? You were just getting off the crab docks.
So we really got to get into the Lions, but before that, we got to do Woo Player of the Week. So this is going to be a long episode. So let's get into the Woo Player, Andrew, so we can get this thing rolling. So this week is going to be me, Andrew, Jason E. I'm going first. And I don't usually do this because, like E-Rock, I have a hard time reading. But to keep myself on track, my Woo Player of the Week is someone who is part of the We Are franchise. A man with a podcast that others can only dream of. This little pitiful show right here will never do the numbers that this man has done. This man has a mouth the size of Texas, but they fit it in Green Bay apparently at some point, and now he's a Packer. My Woo Player of the Week had 0 tackles for loss, 0 forced fumbles, 0 interceptions, 0 passes defended, 1 solo tackle, and 1 trip that they forgot to call, knocking down my running back. My Woo Player of the Week is
Mr. Parsons.
Michael Parsons. Oh my God, I love you so much. I missed you being on the Cowboys, never doing a mammy-jammy thing against the Eagles. You can't do nothing against Lane. My ladder, I'm gonna get my own substance back because I love this. I get my own substance back. You couldn't do nothing against either end. You had all this help. You was gonna be the franchise. You were 3 first-round picks, and you went to another team and they tried to tell you because you're Super Bowl contenders and you're not. You came up goose egg against the Philadelphia Eagles on prime time in Lambeau. I love you, Michael Parsons. Keep being yourself and showing up against the Philadelphia Eagles. You want to be We Are So Bad, and you'll never be. So thank you, Michael Parsons, for being my Woo Player of the Week.
My Woo player came from a little place in South Beach.
Oh, beach? Okay.
He was enjoying the sun. He was enjoying the sand.
Mm-hmm.
He was watching those little dolphins. He's splashing in the water all day. And then all of a sudden, a bird came knocking on the door. And that man, he was like, oh my gosh, finally, my career can start. I can finally leave this oasis, this beautiful sun-dripped place, and go up to Philadelphia, where I can be the man I know I can be. Jaelan Phillips, you had one of the best debuts of any player I've ever seen in the NFL, and you, sir, are my Woo Player of the Week.
Great choice. Because easy choice.
Easy. I went
choice,
easy.
Which I moved away from. Great choice. It's unfortunate that we're at this point in the show. I tried to bite my tongue. I was trying to steer guys clear. But Mr. E-Rock wanted to dive into my Woo Player of the Week, which is unfortunate. Yeah, you put the cart before the horse there, right? Because I had a lot to say about my Woo Player of the Week coming into 2025. I'm a man that's battled some knee injuries in my time. 3 ACLs, meniscus. I'm no stranger to the knife in the knee. And when I heard about the injury that my Woo Player of the Week had, I said, he's not going to be ready in 2025. I don't care when you bring him back. You're going to get, at best, 80% of the player that he is. You're better off looking for 2026, and at that point, he probably won't be a Philadelphia Eagle anymore. My Woo Player of the Week took those words, shoved them right down my throat. Pause. Nakobe Dean. Dude, I mean it. And I'm honest when I say it. I'm happy for you. I really am. I genuinely believe that you are the lifeblood of the defense, the voice, the vocal leader of that defense. I feel like they feed off your energy. I know there were reinforcements. I know there were other players that showed up. I know that there's more to it. But for whatever reason, when 17's on the field, that defense plays different. You are a heat-seeking missile. You had, 6 solo tackles which led the team. You had a tackle for a loss. Did he have a sack? I think he had a fumble. He had a lot of numbers. He had a lot of impact. He did a lot of good things on the field Monday night. I'm happy about it for 2 reasons. A, we got a damn good linebacker group. We have got a vocal lifeblood leader. But most importantly, Nakobe, knowing what you went through, the work you had to put in, what you're recovering from, man, I'm just happy for you. I'm proud of you. So for that reason, Nakobe Dean, you, my friend, are my Woo Player of the Week.
By the way, real quick before you go, that's the difference between a pro and average white guy coming back off some knee knifing.
Some what?
Average white guy knee knifing, down for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Nakobe, 6 months.
No doubt.
You see what I'm saying?
But
Nakobe,
in my defense.
6 months.
In my defense.
Bunions.
All 4. Bunions. All 4 of my knee surgeries were post-age 31. So I just didn't recover the same anymore. Mm-hmm. And I still got the goods. Don't let them fool you.
You old. It's all right.
I'm old as dirt.
Go
It's my birthday next week.
When preparing for the Woo Player of the Week, I wrote down one name. And
How you Christopher Walken again?
You almost slipped into it.
One
You said one name?
You were transitioning.
One name only.
The name.
Identify
It rings
as
bells.
Walken.
You know.
You know. All right, hold on, time out. Let me start again. When preparing for the Woo Player of the Week, I had one name and one name alone. And none of you said it, and I didn't think you were going to say it. And I am taking not a look at the game that happened Monday night, nor the season that is. I am taking the 5,000-foot view down upon this team and this city and this organization and the decisions that they've made. Because once upon a time, not too long ago, our previous head coach, who won us a Super Bowl, sat at a post-game press conference with our owner. And then about a week later, they decided to mutually part ways. And the Eagles were once again on a head coaching search. And they were sifting through a bunch of the main candidates, the hot names out there. And they approached one of those hot names. And were passed.
Discarded.
Yeah. No, thank you. I'd rather go coach somewhere else. Maybe somewhere like the number one market in America. Maybe somewhere like New York. And so we had to settle on a coach that nobody else wanted, a relative unknown. It's so funny how we have success with those and not the ones with the big name, because the one with the big name just got shit canned in New York. So Brian Daboll, I want to thank you for saying no to the Philadelphia Eagles, because had you said yes, we would probably be in the same shit show as the New York Giants. So Brian Daboll, you are my person of the week. Person of the week. So I know this episode is going long, and we got a brand new segment that we're rolling out because I enjoyed it so much last week, and that was when Gritty threw out the questions. But before we go, we'd be remiss if we don't talk about the Lions.
I love that segment, by the way.
Yeah, we got to talk about the Lions.
The Lions, yes. So Gritty, give me your thoughts on the Lions. Big game coming in. This could clearly be the NFC Championship game preview right here in Philadelphia on Sunday Night Football.
The game is going to be 90-90. There'll be no punts. There'll be few far between field goals. You have the kneecap biter versus the flower tree guy, and it's going to be insane. Neither one of them are going to relent. This isn't going to be the one where your butthole can get tight and you're going to run it up the middle on 3rd and 10. You've got to go for it on every down. So, AJ, I hope you got your popcorn ready, because Amon-Ra St. Brown, all those guys, Gibbs, I saw somebody in the chat talking about the Lions aren't going to run. They're going to run on the Eagles. They're going to move the ball on us. My saving grace is going to be Jared Goff having one of those Jared Goff games with 4 turnovers. That's what we need to happen for us on our side of the ball, because both of these coaches are insane. Dan Campbell's out here talking about, when I played, they threw tobacco juice down Strahan's back. They hit us with batteries. Somebody tried to sleep with my mom in the tunnel. He's pulling out all the stops trying to get Detroit hyped up. And Amon-Ra was like, I want to play the Eagles opening day. We should have had our chance. They just went and beat up on the Commanders like they stole something. You came into our house in the postseason when we had 19 players out. You dog walked us, tried to tell the whole world you were somebody, got dog walked by the Eagles, and now we destroyed you. The only reason they didn't put up 50 on them is because they felt bad after Daniels got hurt. Because Campbell don't play. Campbell's not going to stop. If you do not come out here and put pedal to the metal, I need Doug Peterson. I need Nick Sirianni. I need the big balls going forward on 4th and 20 every time this game, because the game is going to be wall-to-wall action. And the first one that flinches is going to be the one that loses. So this Sunday, my goodness gracious, I don't hear no complaints. If it's 3-0, that is a hell of a game. If it's 38-35, it's going to be a hell of a game, because I'm expecting fireworks on Sunday between these two asinine weirdo coaches. And Dan Campbell, by the way, the worst thing you could have done for yourself is take over play calling. You're just as bad as Nick Sirianni. You get focused on some stuff, and you went there and beat up on the Commanders, and now you think you can call an offense? God bless you. Sunday night, let's go.
I don't know if I see it the same way. At least there'll be fireworks for sure. This game reminds me, we saw what they did to Washington, because that game mattered to them, right? Because for all the reasons Gritty pointed out, Washington bounced them out of the playoffs last year, the number 1 seed. They thought that Super Bowl was theirs. But instead, Philadelphia went on, they got a second ring. They're sitting there holding the Lombardi. So for me, I look at this and I say, like it's been for a lot of teams, this is the Lions Super Bowl, right? This is the game where, look, they beat the Commanders. And now they get to play the Eagles the next week, which was exactly what they thought was going to happen last year, and it didn't. This is their Super Bowl. For the Eagles, right, wrong, or indifferent, it's another regular season game. We don't get too high. We don't get too low. We're going to go out there. Look, they're going to go blow for blow, punch for punch. But this means more to Detroit than it does to Philadelphia. It just does. That doesn't mean Detroit's going to win. I don't know what the outcome's going to be. But I just know, much like San Francisco went into that game with the Eagles in 2023, Detroit's coming into Philadelphia with something to prove, a little edge. This means more to Detroit. We got done talking about how good the Eagles' defense looked last week on Monday night, right? Green Bay had no weapons. In terms of, Christian Watson was just coming back, but they were down 3 wide receivers. Detroit's got weapons. They've got a stud tight end. They've got 2 wide receivers worth a lick. They have 2 running backs that are worth a really good lick. I said worth a lick again. I'm telling you, they're going to be tested. They can run the ball. They can sling it. They're efficient. They can put up points. Vic's going to be tested. They've also got a good damn defense, and it's going to be up to the Eagles to pull out all the breaks if they want to and try to match them. I just don't know if the Eagles view it that way. Eagles are going to try ball control. Eagles are going to try to keep their offense off the field. They're not going to want to get into a 41-38 game. They're going to want to keep the score down. Can they? I don't know. Again, because I just think this game means a hell of a lot more to Detroit.
Which is why it ends up being a track meet. You can want everything you want to. And again, Captain Crazy versus Captain Crazy.
Yeah.
They both
culture guys.
When you watch,
but do you think the Eagles can hang up 40 on them?
There's
in theory,
100%.
Okay.
There's nothing that I think will reel Nick Sirianni in after he watches Campbell go for 4th down 3 times and get it. It will change Nick's.
I want a part of
it. It
this.
will change his psyche. He's like, look, we're not punting. I can't punt.
Yeah.
Same thing in the Super Bowl when we were playing the Chiefs. His biggest regret is that one punt. They were going for it. And when he looks back, he's like, should never give him the ball back. And it's not that this is a Super Bowl, but again, both of these dudes, man, they can't be trusted. You couldn't put these two, they're like pit bulls. You put them in a room, man, somebody call the cops because they're both crazy.
I just pictured Nick Sirianni and Dan Campbell at a bar, and it's like that typical over the hill 40-plus-year-old alpha male that's going to get into a bar fight. Like you can tell they're just like chirping at each other, barking at each other. You know what I mean? This is going to be a little bit of a waving contest a little bit. I don't know what's going to happen. I see a lot of different scenarios playing out. I see a shootout like Black Gritty's saying where, hey, listen, we're not punting the ball. First one to 50 wins. I'll race you there. I can see a scenario where it's like, okay, and again in Green Bay, where it's like, all of a sudden the head coaches maybe get a little tight because they're worried about making a mistake. I don't know what's going to happen, but here's what I do know. The Detroit Lions organization and their fans, because I've talked to the fans and you've heard the players say it out loud, they thought it should have been them.
Yeah.
They thought it should have been them. They thought that they were going to dog walk, boat race the Washington Commanders off the field, that they were going to come to, that Philadelphia was going to have to go there, and they were going to go and take their asses to their first Super Bowl. And seeing what we did against the Kansas City Chiefs, they thought they should have won their Super Bowl. They thought they should have won it. So these folks are coming into our city thinking that they're entitled. It means more to them? I don't think so. Because we have to prove it. They think it was supposed to be them. They think it. And here's what I know. We asked a lot of the defense on Monday night against the Green Bay Packers, and as much as they played out, as much as they put their heart into it, as much as they played together and played amazing football, I got to ask you for more. Because when you take a look at that playoff game from the Lions to the Commanders last year, the stat sheet, just like I opened the show with the stat sheet, the stat sheet, if you were to look at it, says Lions win 99 times out of 100. What was the difference in that game? Turnover. After turnover, after turnover, 5 turnovers by the offense. The offense did the job. The Lions, they turned the ball over way too many times. Eagles, I saw Reed Blankenship punching that ball out. I saw Jalen Hunt knocking a guy out of field goal range. I saw this defense swarm to the ball. I saw Jordan Love, who's a little bit more mobile than the Goff, right, get rattled. The defense, I agree with you, Gritty. The offense has got to get it together. If you're going to click, now's the time to start clicking. A.J. Brown, do get your popcorn ready. You're going to have to force feed that guy the ball. Saquon Barkley in the run game. I know we talk about establishing the run. Listen, man, this might just be at a game where you just set all the dogs loose. You're all off the leashes. Go get them, boys. Go get them. But the defense has to get the ball back in the hands of the offense by any means necessary.
Because you remember the game they played 2 years ago, opening day, right?
Yeah.
Remember that game?
Yes.
The Lions and the Eagles.
Yeah. Oh, that was a boat race.
No punting.
Yeah.
No punting.
That was 2022, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Turnover what made the difference in the game. 38-35.
Here's the difference. You can send all the dogs all you want. They get rid of the ball quick. Their offense is built to, can they stretch it? Yes, but they like to get their guys in space.
Right.
Just give them the ball, let them make a play in space. That's where we're going to be tested on the corner. I'm sorry, on the outside, we are going to be 7 or 8 is going to get tested. So we're going to have to figure that out. But the question I was going to ask you was, because you say you don't know if it means more Eagles have to prove it. When the Eagles schedule came out, what game, if you had to pick one, what game do you think the Eagles had circled?
That was definitely the Lions.
You think the Eagles had the Lions circled?
Detroit, yeah.
I don't. Not for a second.
No?
No, I think
Why
maybe
not?
because they just came off a Super Bowl. First of all, you got a rematch with the Kansas City Chiefs right there. You know you're going to Tampa. We know the problems we have with Tampa. We gotta beat that one. We got a rematch with the Rams before when that schedule came out, it was I got 3, 4, 5 games that I got to pay attention to before. Detroit told you, I want the Eagles week 1. They came out and said, in a cold tub with Kevin Hart, I want the Eagles.
Yep.
That whole locker room wanted the Eagles.
Yep.
They didn't get the Eagles. Who did they get?
I don't know who they
The
got.
Packers. And they got boat race because they weren't ready. They didn't want to be there. They didn't care about playing the Packers week 1. It wasn't the matchup they wanted. They were waiting for week 12. Is it week 12? Is that what it is? What week are we in? 11?
11.
Week 11. That's their matchup. This is their Super Bowl. And again, to me, the Eagles have been there and done that. We have been to bigger games than a Week 11 matchup against the Detroit Lions. I'm not saying the Detroit Lions aren't a good team. I think they're a damn good team. But this ain't our Super Bowl. We've been to a Super Bowl multiple times. We won a Super Bowl multiple times. For Detroit, this is their gotta have it. You cannot talk that shit and go to Link and get your ass pounded. You can't do it and you know it. This is your Super Bowl. Eagles lose that game, ho-hum, 7-3, still in position, still in prime position. We've played bigger games. We've feasted in bigger games. And I just feel like that team knows it. They go in with that confidence of, it's not the end of the world, this game.
Here's the reason why I think, and I don't think the Eagles circle any game. We're using that in a figurative
Correct.
sense.
I was
We're using
just
that in a
setting
very
that up.
loose figurative sense. But when you take a look at the Eagles' schedule when it came out, we got Dallas, divisional opponent. Okay, we got the Chiefs, just beat them in the Super Bowl. Rams beat them in the playoffs, beat them in the regular season. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have had our number, but nevertheless, we are familiar. We are familiar, right? Washington, Buffalo, the Kelly Green game. Me and my boy were just watching this morning. Jackie goes, "Hey, are you listening? Do you hear this?" And I'm like, "What am I supposed to be hearing?" Jace was in the living room before school watching walk-off touchdowns. The NFL's best walk-off touchdowns. And it just makes me so proud that he's sitting there voluntarily watching NFL highlights like I would. Like I would research the game. But I was waiting. I was drumming my thumbs waiting for that Jalen Hurts. I think it was the first ever Kelly Green game or maybe the second ever Kelly Green game where he, in overtime,
I remember the play. I don't know if it was the first or second.
Ran that one in. So nevertheless, Buffalo, we're familiar. And while we did play Detroit in 2022 and all that, like that gif of Keenan Michael Peel, whatever.
Keen Peel?
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say.
Keenan Michael
Like
Key.
Keenan Michael Key, where he's like, "Ooh, I've been waiting for this." That's the one opponent that you're like, we have yet to meet, and we are long overdue to knuckle up your boys versus mine, our home stadium. Try doing that stuff in front of a crowd of green.
And you used to be right, but you're actually wrong because you didn't listen to what happened in the show today. A.J. Brown told you we won the Super Bowl, and that's nice, but it's about now.
Sure.
So it is their Super Bowl. It is their big every week is the main thing, right? So
Keep the main thing.
Every week is their biggest game because when you lose, whether it's to the Giants or to a real contender, it is doomsday around here. And especially again with all this AJ stuff, I know they got attention to detail going on. So let me ask you these questions.
let's throw the graphic.
Are we
up.
making this like a weekly thing? Because I really love this thing.
I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. I made a graphic about it last week.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, BG's Q's.
BG's Q's like barbecue, but it's not.
But it's not.
But it's not. All right, Andrew, I'll ask you this question first.
Sure.
It is a classic question of life. Would you rather lose a hand or a foot?
Oh, man. Foot.
E-Rock.
Foot. I need both my hands.
This is a classic one.
You're not going to miss them bunions.
Yeah, I'll probably. My feet are ugly anyway, and they sweat. I'll probably lose a foot. Left foot, though.
Half the stink.
Left foot.
The foot is the only appropriate answer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
First of all, a prosthetic foot is much easier to deal with. All you need your foot to do is this. I need my hand to do this.
Whoa.
This. I need a hand to do a whole lot of things.
That's why
my toes, I'm not picking up stuff with my toes. All I need my toes to do is go one in front of the other. Losing a foot, I can survive. I lose a hand, now I got one nub and a palm, and I'm out here doing this all the time trying to grab my stuff. I need both hands.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
What?
No knees or no elbows?
No knees.
No knees or no elbows?
No, I'll take no knees.
You gotta be like this.
Nah, elbows.
Everywhere you go is
Like
like
this?
this. You want
Nah.
to sit? You're here.
Yeah.
Elbows.
Because again,
You're locked like this,
Because
or you're
again-
locked like
Can't do
this.
that. Can't do that. Can't do that.
Can't brush your teeth.
you
Can't
don't,
feed
you don't
yourself.
know how life's living, bro. If my legs were locked
My
up
whole
like
thigh
that,
cramp.
one, I can be in a bed that I can sit up in. I can be in a wheelchair floating around. But again, I can still do this. I can still do this. I can do a lot of stuff.
You caught your laptop.
Exactly.
Can't catch your laptop.
Can't catch your laptop.
It's the witching hour.
You walking around like
yeah.
this. You walking around like this all the time. You can't do nothing. You know what I mean?
Zip your jacket up.
I will remind you that
You're just not long enough.
I remind you that my son is currently watching.
Hey, Jace. How you doing, buddy?
You should take a horseback ride. I'll be out there. I'll be riding.
Yeah, horseback ride. Yeah.
Keep yourself straight.
Milk the cow.
Milking the cows.
Keep
Oh,
yourself
yeah,
straight. Hey,
good.
look,
Farmer Gritty over
Stay
here.
focused. Hey, I've been on the farm. Gotta walk down, catch them all. So, E-Rock,
Yeah.
you're on death row.
Oh boy.
What is your final meal? What are you requesting?
It's gonna be like some seafood dish. There's Uncle Vinny's in Raritan, New Jersey. A good friend of mine owns it. They make a great seafood salad. It's just a chilled shrimp, squingeel, scallops, mussels. What are you laughing at?
say squingeel. You should just say it like that for it, bro. I like clams, scallops, squingeel.
So,
It's like people who like galamad. Like,
for the murdering,
Galamad.
Just say it.
Yeah, that's how I say galamad.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you guys want some spaghetti? We're going to put some mozzarella on it. What are we doing? Just
for
say
murdering
mozzarella.
14 people, you'll be put to death. What would you like to eat? A seafood salad. A seafood salad.
Let's go.
Jason, what do you want?
This one is...
Oh, wait, what you drinking?
Oh.
Probably alcohol. I haven't had a drink in 13 years. If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna get shithoused.
All right.
If my last meal is straight from Mama Bear. It's either going to be average white guy food, right? It's either going to be
Is that unseasoned?
her spaghetti and meatballs or her lasagna. One of the two.
Spaghetti and meatballs and lasagna.
With the mozzarella.
with the mutts.
Yeah.
We just does anybody else say mutts? Hey, just put mutts on it.
No.
No.
Mozz?
Prosciutto?
Mozzarella?
It's actually called prosciutto. Like
What are you
it's prosciutto. I'll probably do a nice Malbec.
Andrew.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting like an aged ribeye, mashed potatoes. I'm doing all that.
What are you
That's the
drinking?
basic white guy meal.
That's the average white guy meal, yeah.
I'm gonna have a really good beer.
Miller
White
Lite, that's what you're
guy
saying?
dinner.
I can
What's
get
that?
you Miller Lite if you want one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
sure. That's a really good
Ice
beer. That's the
cold,
finest pilsner in all the
refreshing.
land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
I am having a shrimp and lobster Alfredo, cheese flown in from Italy, with a Long Island iced tea that's in a gallon jug.
Ooh.
I don't want to know
man.
nothing after I get
Yeah,
that.
you get messed up.
When they put me in that chair, I'm like, look, I done drank down a gallon of Long Island iced tea. You can do
Right.
whatever you want to do to me.
I think this is the first time me and Black Gritty have had like the same train of thought here.
Yeah, I'm trying to be
You
trying to
get
be
banged
out.
up? Yeah.
Jason,
Yeah.
time travel. You going to the future or the past?
Do I get to come back?
Time travel. You going to the future or the past?
The past.
Andrew,
Yeah, I'm going to go past.
E-Rock.
Future, 100%.
So there's only one right answer, and everybody was right except for E-Rock. You go to the past. If you send me to the past right now, my whole family's going to be trillionaires, and basically everybody else is going to be doing slave labor. Don't put me in the past. Don't let me get a time machine.
Yeah, but then you're messing around with the butterfly effect.
But that's why I said what I said. If I go in the past and heaven forbid something happens, I alter the present. If I go into the future, I can't. No matter what, I can act a fool up there. I can't alter the present.
Gritty's the president.
Do you want to know what the cutest thing about that is?
What's that?
That both of you are fighting your white colonialism, because that's not something that people usually like to do. I want to affect. I want to butterfly. I just told you everyone's going to be doing slave labor. What are you talking about? It's going to be gritty universe out this. You put me in the past? Oh, E-Rock, yeah. You'll be making TikToks of Pelican Bay when I'm through with you.
Okay.
You think it's a game? You think it's a game?
Denzel over here.
You think it's a game?
King Kong.
Right.
On me.
You go to
Cases on all y'all.
You go to the future, everybody's flying around and dead. I don't remember nobody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gone. So anyway.
Jake! You mother...
Last question. Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Moss or Terrell Owens?
Randy Moss.
E.
Owens.
Moss.
Oh, God. There's no wrong answer on this.
Is it a trick question?
It is a trick question because it's Terrell Owens.
It's not. I love T.O.
So,
I love T.O.
Do you know what? Because I'm always the one that makes a reason for this, right?
Okay.
So Randy Moss is a freak of nature, straight cash homie. I appreciate that. Terrell Owens, shaking, standing on a star, the popcorn, and he has the body of a Greek Adonis. You as an average white man in shape, you don't have to worry about that. You don't mind being a skinny little scrawny guy from Virginia. You put me in T.O.'s body again. I'm doing
You're
a lot
not
of
in
damage.
T.O.'s body. Wait, what was the question? Did I miss the question?
No. Just picking one or the other. I'm saying I'd rather look at T.O. all day long.
But you already talking about
Randy Moss.
a Greek Adonis.
Because they both be catching touchdowns. They're both amazing.
Okay, but he's talking about Greek Adonis
Look at T.O.
and popcorn. And
T.O.'s
you can't even
90
handle a guy on Twitch
Nope.
saying, cut me from your fantasy team. You
Hey.
think you can handle T.O.?
Oh, I can definitely handle T.O.
You think you can handle push-ups in the driveway?
Yep.
Or sit-ups in the
no
driveway?
greater deep threat in the history of the game than Randy Moss. Period. Hard stop. End of story. Just
Yep,
stop
he just
it.
puts his hand up.
Terrell Owens could catch a 2-yard pass and just bully his way. You know what I mean? Randy wasn't built like that. Randy wasn't built for the stiff arms, the bully stuff
didn't
like
need to
that.
be.
He didn't need to be because he was down the
But
field.
he could do it. It's just different skill sets.
Yeah.
That's why I put them together, because they're both Hall of Famers. They're both all world.
Oh, they're both elite.
They're both top five.
Yeah.
I'd probably take Calvin Johnson over
They're
both of
both
them.
top 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't take Calvin because he's a
I'd probably
quitter.
take
I
Calvin
like
over
this
both of them.
segment. We're going to continue this segment.
It's a great
We
segment.
might
Calvin's
have
a
to
quitter.
change the name, though. From BG's Q's to there's only one right answer.
Yeah, and it's whatever Gritty says.
It's whatever Gritty says it is.
Oh, there's the
the right
title. Whatever
answer.
Gritty says.
Whatever.
There it is.
There's only one right answer. One right answer.
Everyone knows the rules.
Right? There you go. So that's that. I only have 4 questions.
I love it. I love
All
it.
right.
Any final thoughts before we get on out of here?
Nope. We got stuff to. You got anything to plug? You're out here always doing
Yeah,
stuff.
you want to be famous this week? What are you going to do? You got
So
anything big?
I
He
do.
does. The son of a bitch
Yeah.
does. Look at him.
Speaking of which, I will be DJing True Fan Travel, rented out Reading Terminal Market, and it's holding a giant pep rally with Eagles fans and Lions fans. I will be DJing that event. Tickets are available on True Fan Travel. I do get a lot of DMs saying, "Hey man, where are you at on game day? What are you doing on game day? Where can I get to you on game day?" And I just got to be straight with people. I'm all over the place.
Too popular.
And I always, I'm not trying to
famous.
brag. I just feel bad when I'm like, hey, I'm over here, and then literally 30 seconds, and they're like, oh, we came over here, and then it ended up. For the first time in a long time, I am actually going to be in one spot at one time. I am DJing the Philly Sports Trips tailgate for Sunday Night Football, so I will be in one spot. I believe it's Parking Lot H. I'll post all the information on my Instagram. There is tickets on phillysportstrips.com. But even if you don't buy a ticket, the DJ booth's on the outskirts. If you want to come say hello and give me a go.
Should we go fanboy? Should we go say hello to him?
I don't like him, so I'm not going.
We'll
You
get
can go,
posters and signs.
though. I believe in you. Take care of it for the crew.
All right, Gritty. Bring us home.
Oh, I'm going to
Wait. I got a little closing nug for you.
Go ahead.
I love nugs.
Nug away.
The Detroit Lions have lost 3 games this season. Eagles have beaten all 3 of those teams.
Ooh,
That's a good nug.
that's a
nug.
good. That's
That's a
a good
good one.
parting nug.
It's good. And the weather's gonna be cold too. I will be on the Fantastic Sports Show on Friday.
Nice. I love those guys.
I get to hang out with my peeps on there on Fox. So check your boy out at 6:30. And as always, go to
AM, just making sure.
no PM in the evening.
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
evening.
I gotta make sure. I know.
All PHLY.com. We are on the website. Go subscribe, like, and share, and make someone else suffer by watching our podcast. We appreciate you. As always, go Birds!
Go Birds!
Go Birds.
We all silly like the mayor.